Namaskar, welcome to this video column of Nationalist View, and today we are going to talk about Bengal Bleeding. Bengal Bleeding is a very interesting book. I have this book in my hand, and the full title of the book is Bengal Bleeding Amidst Secular Silence. This is a small book. It has only about you can say 128-130 pages, and it is priced at rupees 170. And what does it talk about? It talks about the current ongoing violence in the state of West Bengal, or the post-poll violence in the West Bengal, which happened recently after the assembly polls were held. So we'll just recall a little bit to set up the context before we take the conversation further. We know that it was a very keenly fought election in the state of West Bengal. Trinamool Congress which was the ruling party, it was pitted against Bharatiya Janata Party and a combination of left and Congress. The left and Congress, they hardly did anything, but it was a bitterly fought battle between BJP and the Trinamool Congress. And there were some pre-poll violence incidents also. But after the election results were declared on May 2nd, then there was massive violence which happened. The governor of West Bengal, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, he also has talked about it several times on various platforms. And then the courts have also intervened. The National Human Rights Commission has sent a team. The National Commission for Women, they have taken cognizance of it. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has taken cognizance of it. So right now the cases are going on in the court, and then a couple of fact-finding committees had also gone there, so they have also come out with the report. And now we have this book called Bengal Bleeding, published by Samvid Prakashan. The most interesting thing about this book is that it sets the what is happening in the state of West Bengal in a very interesting and recent historical context. According to it has on page 41, if you go, so it has a very interesting description: poll-related violence in West Bengal 2021. Here it draws a parallel between what happened in Bangladesh after the 2001 elections, and the similar situation has emerged in India after the 2021 elections of West Bengal. So the book, which has been edited by Dr. Rahul Shastri, it has been edited by Dr. Rahul Shastri, and it has been compiled by Center for Integral Research, Samvid Kendra. Coming back to these two interesting models, the comparison which has been given in this book, and it does provide a very interesting historical context and it also clarifies a lot of doubts that why specifically large number of Hindus are being targeted in the state of West Bengal after the poll violence or during the poll violence. So the book says that we begin with the model of poll violence developed across the border in 2001 Bangladesh Islamic State elections. These 2001 elections were also very bitterly fought elections and on a highly communal agenda. And I quote from the book: the studies showed that the poll violence in Bangladesh in 2001 Islamic State polls started 15 days before October 1, the polling day, and continued till October 27. Since the BNP, that is Bangladesh Nationalist Party, won the polls, this meant that the pre-poll violence was coercive and post-poll violence was punitive. There were 330 acts of violence against Hindus. Again, the Hindus were targeted in Bangladesh after 2001 elections in a very well-planned and coordinated manner. There were 330 acts of violence against Hindus that included rapes, killings, physical torture, plunder, extortion, damage of property, etc. After the elections, the Daily Star, now the Daily Star is a Bangladeshi newspaper, reported rape of more than 100 Hindu women, the abduction of many others, and extortions. Extortions were reported, and writer Shahryar warned of an exodus of Hindus to escape the poll violence. They have given the references for all the details which are given in this book. Now, moving on, one key feature of the 2001 Bangladesh Islamic State model of poll violence is the extreme reliance on sexual violence. In 2009, this is a shocking revelation. In 2009, and we must recall it, to understand the plight of Hindus. In 2009, a judicial commission started a probe in post-2001 poll violence in Bangladesh against minorities and political opponents. Now, these minorities mainly comprised Hindus. The rapes reported alone came to 18,000. 18,000 rapes cases came up. 5,571 being based on complaints of victims, of which it inquired into 3,625. So 18,000 cases of rapes happened. Out of that, the complaints were made for around, you can say, 5,600 cases, and out of which around 3,600 or 3,625 cases were inquired into. Now, let's come back to 2021 West Bengal polls. Surprisingly, the book says, now drawing a comparison, how gender violence has been used, how sexual violence has been used as a tool against political opponents or against Hindus. Surprisingly, a fact-finding report on 2021 poll violence in West Bengal also noticed the use of gender violence and sexual assault as a tool of political control. Intimidation and terrorization of women included bodily harm, sexual violence, stripping and threat of rape, and streets were the sites of dehumanizing them. This happened after the 2021 assembly polls in state of West Bengal in India. Usually women of the marginalized or scheduled caste communities were targeted. So this is from the fact-finding report of an organization called Group of Intellectuals and Academicians, GIA. It's also known as GIA, and they have come out with this report, and this report has been quoted in this book called Bengal Bleeding. The study the GIA study gave details along with the FIR reports of 20 cases of pre and post violence on Bengali women inflicted by the TMC goons. Now this is what this book is saying. And another feature of the Bangladesh 2001 Islamic State model of poll violence is that punitive, and this is very interesting, and this must be noticed, and this must be understood. It's a very significant conclusion. Another feature of the Bangladesh 2001 Islamic State model of poll violence is that punitive and intimidatory violence extends long after the polls. In India also, such extension is to be expected. When violence is not spontaneous but has deeper roots and is organized, punishment and intimidation can wait. The longer the time gap, the more difficult it is to connect the violence to the polling units. It also says, the book also says, the state government, having abdicated its responsibilities, only vigilance and strong preparedness can protect life and liberty in Bengal today. This is the assertion made in this book. And finally, in this section, they say the similarity of poll violence in West Bengal today to the Bangladesh 2001 Islamic State model is striking, even though the time spread and range of violence or oppression are different. The difference is probably due to different circumstances. Bangladesh then was an Islamic state, India today is not. Nevertheless, the similarities may suggest to some a shared thought process or spillovers from across the border or both. So, this is all from our side in this video column, and please do subscribe to the nationalistview.com, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do share your feedback also. We'll soon be back with another video. Thank you.